take two hugely successful entrepreneurs, both desperate to save the planet.
We're on a journey, if you like.
Our mission? To find them the ultimate eco-dream home.
I think we're kind of full-time Chico warriors.
That's if things don't get too eco-unfriendly.
He's not in the least interested in her opinion.
If you think this is easy, you have got a screw loose.
This week, we're trying to find a home for a couple relocating to the West Country. But not only are they heading west, they're also going green.
Sue Harley and Neil Tappenden want to invest in the future and the planet. Their dream is to create an eco-friendly property. And for our sins, it's our job to find it.
Over the last 20 years, Sue and Neil have made a mint from their management training businesses, but it's come at a cost.
It's not until we finally stopped you realise that running a business and working 24/7, just how knackered we were.
With the businesses sold, they've now got some very unconventional ideas of how to spend their golden years.
We don't play golf, and we don't really want to just lie out in the sun all day, read a book and drink the gin. And that's why we've come to the conclusion that the most important thing is to do with climate change. Ours is about a lifestyle where we are using less energy.
And that is going to be primarily through the way we live and where we live.
But if you think these urbanites are going to be looking for a tree house, you'd be very wrong. This couple want contemporary open plan or no plan at all.
There has to be a feeling of space.
And there's no room for getting their hands dirty.
We aren't going to do a sort of good life. I don't envisage we're going to be up to our knees in muck and cabbages.
We still want a washing machine. Yeah. We still want, a dishwasher.
Neil and Sue have spent the last year looking into new technologies to help them create a self-sustainable yet luxury home.
They want to prove that you don't have to be mean to be green, and they've pinpointed Devon as the most eco-friendly place to do it.
Once their own home is up and running, they want to set up a new business.
An eco-getaway where people can holiday and learn how to live the green dream.
A lot of people might say we're being totally naive, but I do believe that unless I've given it a go, then I'm going to have sold myself short. So that's...
And the planet.
And the planet short, yeah.
Blimey, what a responsibility. This is going to be a tough one.
Don't be alarmed, Kirstie, it's going to be plain sailing. First port of call, the sunny seaside town of Brighton, where Neil and Sue currently live. I'm here to get a handle on this luxury life they want to recreate in their new eco-home.
Hi, it's Phil.
Press the button, just pull the door. Phil.
Neil.
Oh, hi, good to see you.
Good to meet you.
Come
Thank
in.
you very much.
Welcome to our little pied-à-terre in Brighton.
It is huge and the views are fantastic. How many square feet is the apartment?
It's just over 2,000.
This is an amazing place, and it's hard to understand why Neil and Sue would want to leave it.
But the problem is it's leasehold, so they can't make any of the changes on their quest to become carbon neutral.
That means they want to produce as much energy as they use.
You've got massive acreage of flat roof here, south-facing. You could bank that out in solar panels, and this whole building could be self-sufficient. But not all the tenants share the vision.
Yes.
You've got to admire Neil's intentions.
Absolutely. We've all read about the potential dangers of climate change and how we should try to do our bit for the planet. But how much are we prepared to compromise?
For Sue, this move is going to mean leaving behind her daughter and grandson, Oscar, who also live in Brighton.
You got it, well done.
How often have you been seeing Oscar recently?
I see him every week. I look after him one day a week, and
So that's going to be another thing that you're going to miss.
dreadfully. That's going
Yeah.
to be the biggest wrench. That will be the most difficult.
For this reason, Neil and Sue want to keep a crash pad in Brighton so that Sue can make regular trips from Devon to see her family.
Fortunately, the requirements for this property are easy. They want a one-bedroom flat, preferably with a balcony and within easy walking distance of the city.
As for the eco house, you might well ask why they don't just buy one in Brighton. I mean, these sort of houses do exist here. Take this 1950s conversion. Not only is it contemporary, it's well insulated, has underfloor heating and hot water supplied by solar power.
But Neil and Sue want to go the whole hog and produce all their own energy.
Bank that out in solar panels.
And for that, there's a very long list of requirements. We're looking for a property with its own stream, its own wood, at least 3.5 acres of land to put up wind turbines, and house water collection tanks. They want outbuildings they can convert for guests and eco-holiday lets. Oh, and the property not only has to be south-facing, but have the potential to convert into open-plan living.
So what about the budget? They've allocated £550,000 for the house and £250,000 for their eco-renovations. For the city property, there's 200 grand in the pot, bringing the total relocation budget to a cool £1 million.
They may be flashing the green pound, but I know Devon, and I also know that what they're looking for just doesn't exist. Older properties are difficult to convert, newer properties don't often come with land. I persuade Neil to meet me at this rare Brighton eco home to try and convince him.
How are you going to find a property which has got the architecture which you want and which would convert well, as this has, with its own water supply and enough land to provide the wood, etc., etc.? Do you see the contradictions within it?
I do. But if it was a simple search, then we wouldn't need any help.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a very, very interesting search, Neil.
To give us anything like a fighting chance here, we're going to have to search a big chunk of Devon and widen their area.
The search is going to be led by the opportunity, isn't it? The property, the surrounding land and what you can do with it. Perhaps rather than actually saying, that's where I want to live.
I think the key one is getting the right property and be able to get sort of in and out of shopping, preferably on foot or on bicycle.
Now they want to be near a village. Does the list ever stop?
It must have views and a sense of openness and space.
This is going to be one of the most difficult searches across the widest area Phil and I have ever done. I feel one of my headaches coming on.
Do you think they're crazy?
I think they're brave. I mean, what they're trying to do sounds incredibly commendable. They've got huge challenges. Ours, in this case, looks quite simple.
Simple? It's you that's flaming simple.
We can find them.
If you think this is easy, you have got a screw loose.
They've got a bigger challenge than we have.
What is he on? This is going to be a nightmare.
This week, we're going green. We're in Devon, searching for a property with eco-potential for Sue Harley and Neil Tappenden.
They've got a list of criteria as long as my arm. They want everything that we all want, plus a whole heap more. Oh yeah, I've just seen the house that...
We've spent what feels like an ice age trying to find somewhere that meets their criteria.
But no, I mean, if it's listed, then that's not going to be any use at all.
And as far as I can tell, there are only 2 properties that come close in the whole of Devon. But not to worry, apparently Phil's got a plan.
Listen, we've got 2 things to show them. I think it's best if I continue on the search and leave you to deal with Neil and Sue.
Right.
Just tomorrow.
OK. Right. Because you know how scared I am of all those requirements of his.
Yeah.
And you just go on driving around the country lanes of Devon with estate agents.
Yeah. Search out nuggets of gold, secret opportunities.
It's fine. I just don't remember drawing the straw, that's all.
OK.
With no thanks to you, Phil, I found a first great property. It's in the heart of Devon, outside the village of Bampton, within easy reach of local shops, pubs and post offices, so our eco-centrics can use their feet, not a car.
On the market for £575,000, this traditional farmhouse comes with 3 bedrooms and 2 reception rooms.
It has a cottagey feel to it, not exactly Neil and Sue's style, and would have to be modernised, but it's the land and the outbuildings that make it special, so I'm going to start there first.
Certainly an outbuilding.
It is certainly an outbuilding, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a great barn, isn't it? Because it's such a good size. But how you'd convert it, I don't know.
It's not just the barn. This place comes with a stable block, and if Neil and Sue converted all this, there'd be enough room not just for Sue's family, but for those eco-holiday flats as well.
So, in terms of revenue, this could be very, very lucrative.
Yeah, definitely.
I can see
It's
you
got a lot of
making the
potential.
breakfast at this very minute.
I thought you were going to do that.
this is what's great about this property. It is not listed.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
How much land has it got?
2.5 acres.
Right.
That includes pasture, paddock and pond, plus the all-important woodland for fuel. It's even got its own water supply straight from a nearby spring. There's just that small hitch of it being 25 grand over budget. The outbuildings and land needed for this project don't come cheap, but the plan is eventually Neil and Sue will be self-sufficient in energy, and one way is to get free power from solar panels.
Look what I brought with me.
Oh, good woman. Hey. So what we got? So we've got due south over here. So we're in the east. So
And
the
you've got all that roof space
So the sun
along
is going
there.
to trek over this way, unfortunately. So the sunsets will be over that other side of the house.
Yes.
It's not ideal, is it? You kind of...
Clearly, this south-facing property isn't south-facing enough. But maybe the idyllic setting will cheer him up.
What's your thoughts of being in a house and just having no real outlook? You're just going to look out just on this?
Come and have a look inside.
Yeah, we lived somewhere where we found it after a while. It was kind of just claustrophobic in a walled garden. You see, everywhere you look.
I think what you need to do is have a look from the upstairs bedroom windows and see what you can see over the hedge and decide whether that's something you'd rather see than the hedge.
Mind your head on that. So here's we've got one of the views over here.
That's a nice view.
Isn't it?
Look, you can see the hills right over to the edge
You
there.
can. And you've got a field there. But you could strip the sort of hedge thing out. It'll give you just a view of another hedge. Doesn't quite do it for me.
Oh, I have to say, I like it.
Do you?
Yes.
OK, well, maybe you could have this one and we'd find another one.
In my opinion, if Neil is going to successfully make this transition from city to country, he's going to have to start buying into the Devon countryside. After all, it is one of the most beautiful parts of England.
First impressions are good. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think the outbuildings would suit what we have in mind. I think the only downside that I've come across so far, because I think in here there's a lot of potential to change
Yeah,
it,
there is
what you said about feeling enclosed.
Yeah, it has a sense of enclosed rather than a sense of...
Eco-warrior or eco-warrior? There's no reason why this property couldn't be made more open plan. And if Neil doesn't like the hedges, he could always trim them. Having said that, though, this place is slightly over budget. And I've got a feeling our second property might light Neil's fire.
We're heading to northwest Devon on the edge of Dalton.
I know that it's not a looker from the outside, but you need to reserve judgment until you get inside.
OK.
Does it strike horror into your heart, Neil?
No, not yet.
Not yet? No,
No, because
you're
it's got better glass and light.
This place is a bit of a rarity, a modern property with lots of land in Devon. It's a spacious 4-bedroom house on 3 levels with a separate annex for guests, and at $550,000 it's bang on budget. Unlike older properties, there's no thick walls, making it easier to convert into the open plan style Neil and Sue want. The house also comes with 3.5 acres to play with, and it's got another trick up its sleeve.
Gosh, that's fantastic.
That is a view and a half, isn't it? Wow.
How does that do it?
Oh, wow, that's lovely, isn't it?
That is wonderful,
Isn't that good?
isn't it?
That village,
Does
Dalton,
the wind ever drop?
I should think it's quite a windy spot. That village, Dalton, there is your local village, 2 pubs, lot going on.
Oh,
Not
brilliant.
as big as Bampton, which is virtually a town, but pretty good.
I don't know why he's going on about the wind. I thought that's what he wanted for his turbines. This place does have lots of eco-potential. The roof is perfect for solar panels. There's a nearby stream that they should be able to tap into. Outbuildings where the previous owners collected rainwater, and fruit trees, giving Neil and Sue trading potential with their neighbours. But as Neil said, they are Chico warriors, so the house has to push all the style buttons as well.
I definitely want to open that up to have the dining room there. Just an arch sort of thing there, couldn't you?
Yeah, if you really want to go 60s. Aesthetically, for me, I've got to rip it apart to take Artex off the ceilings.
Didn't we always know that we were going to have to knock down a few walls? I think if Neil's got a bad feeling about somewhere, then that's the end of the discussion.
it has an enormous echo of deja vu. That's an awful lot of just garden, isn't it?
I get the impression that this is Neil's journey and that Sue is not exactly along for the ride, but that she's being very amenable. What I don't know is when she will reach her limit.
It's not for me at all.
And say, you know what, we just have to learn to live with some of the things that you have a problem with. I might end up saying that myself, actually. So, guys, you've seen all this property has to offer now.
Yep.
What do you reckon?
No, I think it's a perfectly good house, ready for people to move into. And the amount, as I said, inside, the amount of pulling around that we would ideally do, I don't feel justified in doing that. I don't think I could bring myself to do that. And I'd like to be good cop next time.
Neil, I don't think you're ever going to get to be good cop,
Don't you think
I'm afraid.
so?
No. I feel that good cop is not
not
going
in
to
my
be your
genes.
role. No.
It's day 2, and I'm not looking forward to it, but it seems like Phil's time swanning around the countryside wasn't completely wasted. He's found a couple more properties, but I feel duty-bound to let him know what he's in for.
All the worries that I had on the first day came true. The criteria is too crowded for the budget, and if it's not the solar panels, it's the water, and if it's not the water, it's the wind, if it's not the wind, it's the view, it's the community. It goes on and on. And if this doesn't clinch it, I'm off.
Looks like she's had enough. But don't panic, this next property is a real corker.
We're in West Devon, a mile outside the enchanting village of Sanford with its pub and post office. But this property's main selling point is that it's situated in the grounds of a rather grand estate.
We've got high hopes for this quirky former potting shed. At 600 grand, it's 50 grand more than they wanted to spend, so they'd have to slice off some of their renovation budget. But with a bit of imagination, this could become an eco-friendly, yet hugely stylish home.
My vision for it is literally to bring it back to what it was, turn it into almost a crystal palace.
What's your first reactions to the property?
Bungalow with a big garden. That's kind of the first thing that came to mind.
Is that a negative?
It's a double negative. Yeah.
A double negative?
Yeah, bungalow and big garden, double negative.
You're living on one level now.
Yeah, for me, that's a kind of a bungalow in the sky. It's slightly different.
This is a bungalow on the top of a big hill with a lovely
That's
view.
very true.
Yep.
Are you starting to understand what you're in for now, Phil?
I think I'm beginning to see it.
This is a peculiar question. Does it give you any desire even to see inside it? Are you just looking at this and just thinking no?
At the moment, I am.
Neil, I could just show you around the garden now if you've no interest in seeing in the house.
Oh, I'm always willing to have a quick nose round.
Neil stands a chance of passing over a good opportunity here. There's a vast roof area for solar panels, it's got a private water supply, and the current owners have already installed water collection tanks. Alternatively, Neil could just use this.
What a waste that would be. Inside, the layout is really unusual. The whole house is one room wide, a bit like a railway carriage, but ideal for knocking down walls to create an open-plan design.
Initial impressions?
It is like living in a tunnel.
I think we could design something really fabulous here. I actually think it's like the Mies van der Grohe building. That
You've got to take it right down. You're not going to get sort of floating concrete roof.
No.
I'm running off.
But the look
But you
of
could
it,
do
but the look
something
of a
that was
very
modern,
modern
yeah.
building here. I think you
Yeah,
could
you
make it
could.
look a very modern building.
How about you guys going to explore the bedrooms together and
Yeah, we'll do that.
sort out your
Changes his
differences?
mind.
See you in 2 minutes. Now, if you're suggesting flatten it, extend it out to that edge and double the footprint of the thing, then I'm open to discussion.
Okay, it depends how much it is, doesn't it? Well, I like the plot, and I certainly think you could grow things here.
Yeah, board is probably the thing you'd grow most of here.
He's not in the least interested in her opinion. It's all about him.
We're not here to analyse their relationship.
Thousands on the garden alone. It's going to make a lovely spinster pad for you.
I can't believe he said that. We have to sort this out quickly, otherwise we'll be looking for 3 properties, and I don't think my nerves will stand it.
Point taken. So let's hope they'll both love the next place. We've gone further south towards Exeter, near to the village of Plymtree. It's 8 miles from Honiton, where there's a direct train service to Brighton. Perfect for Sue to visit her grandson.
This is a dream renovation project, a farmhouse with lots of outbuildings spread over 12 acres of land. Never mind holiday flats, Neil and Sue could build a whole eco-village here.
Village? Let's just stick to a house for now, thank you very much. In terms of energy, there's room for wind turbines, solar panels, and unbelievably, it's got its very own water wheel. And as if that wasn't enough, it's being auctioned off with a guide price of 450 grand.
This is it.
Here we are. It's been on the market for 2 weeks, and they're going to market it for a further 3 weeks.
At which point it will go to tender. Not ideal, but with all it's got going for it, this property would be worth fighting for.
The land goes that way.
Yep.
That paddock just the other side of the bridge over the river.
You got the water.
You've got everything. You've got the water, you've got a large chunk of land, you've got the buildings.
Gee whiz.
And you have this view, which is just beautiful.
And these buildings as well, Phil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gee whiz.
Hang on, is that Neil lost for words?
This 5-bedroomed house hasn't been lived in for 18 months and needs a lot of work. But for these two, that's ideal. No guilty feelings about ripping apart a perfectly good house, then.
Wherever you look in this place, there's stacks of potential. Outside, inside, next door, tons you can do to it. I think money is perhaps the deciding factor
Exactly.
of what you do to it.
And how much we've got to pay to secure it, isn't it?
It's very exciting, though.
It is, very.
First impressions are great.
Very, very exciting. OK, lead on.
This is all going extremely well.
And I've still got to show him the outbuildings, leaving Kirstie and Sue to look round the rest of the house.
Now, the barn itself, it's got this extra level in, but you could take it right back.
Yeah.
Be double height, probably 1,000 square foot in here.
And the best is yet to come, the stylish eco-warrior's ultimate accessory.
This is a water mill. Hasn't been obviously used in
No, I can see that.
50 years. There is a water supply.
Must be, that helps. Yeah.
It's been cut off, obviously, for now, but it could be restored.
Gee whiz, that is amazing. Great.
So, from an environmental point of view,
Absolutely.
I think that I was dead proud when I discovered that.
That is brilliant.
You could really think about developing a couple of different businesses in this location.
I mean, the other places might have been something until we found the real thing, but this could be the project that keeps us both busy for the next few years.
Hi.
Hello.
How'd you get on?
The house is great in terms of it will still need some work doing to it, but it's all there. And
Some work.
Yeah, some work. Understatement of the century.
But you're happy with what you've seen?
We are. Well, I am.
Very happy.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. Definitely, I would say, be interested in buying it.
I can't quite believe it, but Phil might just have found a property that ticks all Neil and Sue's boxes.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. This is not what I call a difficult search.
We're never going to hear the end of this. But from what I hear, Neil and Sue are not the only ones who are after this property.
The likelihood is it will go to sealed bids.
I think that's going to be the difficulty.
This week, we're on the hunt for 2 properties for Sue Harley and Neil Tappenden. They've got big plans for eco-friendly living, but their green dream is our search nightmare.
Finding a country home in Devon and a pad in Brighton with a complicated list of requirements is a tough task. They may want to save the planet, but they think this shouldn't have to mean they make any style compromises.
But against all the odds, they seem to have fallen for this magnificent old mill.
But they need to be sure they can make their eco-modifications within budget before even thinking about putting in a bid.
And as Kirstie and I are still a bit green about the whole eco thing, we've hastily arranged for an expert to give it the once-over.
Julian?
Phil.
Aha! How you doing? Good to see you. Julian, this is Neil.
Hello, Neil.
Julian Brooks, who's an eco-homes assessor.
Oh, wow.
So, knowing all the things that you know running through your mind,
Yeah.
I thought we'd bring in the expert.
Sounds good to me.
Julian will hopefully tell us what you can and what you can't do.
Or whether I should pack up and go home, because I'm
Hopefully
wasting my
not.
time.
No, you're not wasting your time, not at all. I've had a good look round.
Excellent.
This building, I think, will probably, if it's converted in a conventional way, will probably emit between 8 and 10 tonnes of carbon a year.
Right.
And if you want to go carbon neutral, I think I've got solutions to help you do that.
Right.
Right.
First of all, we need to look at the fabric of this building.
OK.
And to try and minimise the carbon emissions, we could concentrate on the roof, for instance, and put in at least 300 millimetres of insulation.
Yep.
We could insulate the walls.
How much space would we lose?
About 5%.
So that's how they'd keep the energy in. But what about the all-important question of how to generate it in the first place?
I think the really exciting feature is the watermill that's in the house.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, this is the stream that
The tail race.
links up.
Well, looking at the stream that runs to the back, the leat, looking at this and the wheel and the housing, I think you could probably generate enough energy to offset all the energy you need for that house.
But that's fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted to hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed.
I have to say I'm massively impressed by Neil and Sue's intentions here, and making this place carbon neutral will give them the knowledge and credentials to set up what will be one of the only eco-getaways in the country, where people can really learn how to produce their own energy.
I couldn't agree more, Phil, but don't forget they've got to secure it first, and as the property will probably go to sealed bids, it's going to be a tricky one.
Psychologically, how do you think that you and Neil would deal with the bidding part of this? Because the likelihood is it will go to sealed bids.
I think that's going to be the difficulty, because when you see a property that you really love and you want it, to then find out that it's got to go through a bidding and a tender process, you don't want to build your hopes up. And on the other hand, you want to fight for it, so you're in sort of I'm in two minds.
But Neil is being as single-minded as ever, and this time he is playing the good cop.
But I'm really excited about it.
Oh, great.
If we can get it, I think it gives us a wonderful opportunity to show that it's possible and it's doable, and we can make it happen.
And do lots of different projects here, because you've got the scope to do it, and it's
Yeah.
just such a beautiful spot, isn't it?
Well done, Phil. You found them the house of their dreams.
Oh, you of little faith. Over the next few weeks, Neil and Sue do indeed put in an offer of £511,000. I was as surprised as they were when it turned out they were the highest of the 13 bidders.
Straight away, Neil and Sue bring in an architect to hammer out the costs of renovating the mill, and plans are drawn up to meet their eco and star requirements.
But when the quotes come in, there's a bolt from the blue. It seems the costs have gone sky high. The total renovation estimate has come in at 400 grand, 150 over budget. Just 40,000 of that cover the eco side of things, but an unbelievable 360 grand was for their high-spec interior.
Neil and Sue pull out of the deal.
I can't believe it, and I rush straight down to Brighton to find out what's happening.
Well, I know that having secured the mill, you let it get away.
What happened is we started to get architects involved, and we started to get planners involved, and the costs of doing the work to get the mill habitable just went up and up and up and up, and we would have ended up with a property that we'd spent more on than it was actually worth.
But we don't give up that easily, and as luck would have it, an amazing property has just come on the market. Talk about good timing.
Not far from the mill house, we've headed east to find this one. It's 2 miles outside the village of Luppet and 5 miles to Honiton, with its direct train link to Brighton.
It's on at 695,000, 150 over budget, but it doesn't need as much work doing to it as the mill, and there's less chance of the costs spiralling out of control. While I kick off the search for their new flat in Brighton, I send Neil and Sue off to Devon to have a look at this seriously good new arrival.
This is a surprise, isn't it, when you come down here?
Blimey.
Goodness me. I love the outbuildings. They look fantastic, don't they? And the house looks really nice, doesn't it?
It's bigger than you expected as well.
It is indeed. 5 bedrooms, loads of land, its own water supply, outbuildings. I have to say, pretty much everything they asked for.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, this is huge, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Oh, wow.
I don't know, it looks like it was used as a cow stall at some stage.
Yeah.
This would make brilliant annex accommodation, wouldn't it?
It would be wonderful.
Because in theory, if you could cut out some of the... well, you'd have to cut this down, but you could get 2 stories in here.
It's really nice and light and bright, isn't it?
It is. And you could move into it straight away, not like a lot of the other places we've seen, where we're going to have to do so much work. It's got a nice parquet floor. Got to be a catch.
Yes, we've got to find it yet.
We can keep looking, but I think there's got to be a catch.
You haven't found one yet?
I haven't found one yet, but I'm looking.
If you can't find it, nobody will.
Neil and Sue are so blown away by this property, they put in an offer of £695,000, borrowing 150 grand from their eco-renovation budget. They're confident there's a lot less work to be done here. But with so many people showing interest, the owners have cheekily asked for 48 hours to see if anyone will offer more.
2 days later, and Neil and Sue are back in Brighton to start looking at the properties I've found. And the pressure's really on because this is also the day they'll hear back about their Devon house.
The buzz of Brighton has been attracting visitors for years, with a bustling centre full of bars and restaurants, and the draw of its seaside charms, it's a popular place to live.
For the last 4 years, Neil and Sue have enjoyed their luxury penthouse lifestyle. But if they do get that Devon house today, they'll be happy to switch to a purpose-built one-bedroom crash pad when they come here to visit their family.
They still don't want to use a car, so it should be no more than 15 minutes from the city centre, preferably in a quiet location. But prices have shot up here recently, and I'm worried their 200 grand budget won't go far enough. Plus, this is Sue and Neil we're dealing with here. And as we know, they're not in the business of compromising.
But after a lot more hard work, I think we've got a great lineup. Starting with an amazing penthouse apartment, 25 grand under budget, just shy of 175,000.
But here's the compromise. Situated in the Coombe Road area, 20 minutes walk from the city centre, it is a little further out than they wanted. And although on the up, the area is a bit studenty.
I don't know whether you considered living in this area, but what are your immediate reactions to it?
I've never considered living in this area.
I sometimes wake up in a cold sweat considering living in this area.
Oh dear, that's not a very good start. And they'll have to overlook the fact that the builders are in too. But having said that, I still think they're going to like it.
So we're up on the 4th floor of the block. This is a brand new floor. This is actually one of the penthouses.
Oh, right.
A pint-sized penthouse, maybe, but a penthouse nevertheless.
Yeah.
1 bedroom, completely brand new.
This newly built conversion has loads of light, and the fixtures and fittings are of a really high quality. It's also got a pretty impressive private roof terrace, and any outside space is a plus in this price bracket.
Go and see what you make of the bedroom,
Yes.
see whether you could get that to work.
OK.
It's going to be really interesting today to see how Neil and Sue cope with the huge change of a very big and spectacular penthouse to something that is really very small. The reality of buying a pied-à-terre is sometimes very hard to adjust to, so we'll see how they get on.
Yeah.
You get a double bed in here.
Do we know the dimensions of this one, I wonder?
It's nice you've got the skylight, isn't it?
It is.
In terms of value for the price, I think it's great.
Certainly, yeah, it does look
Really,
good.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm sensing we got off to a bit of a flyer with this one.
Kind of bowled over by the inside.
Yeah, you've really done
Amazing.
exceptionally well. I think it's incredible. Fantastic that you can actually have this outdoor space in Brighton, and it's quiet, which I didn't think when we were outside. I thought it was going to be really noisy and busy road. No, well done.
Think of it as a hotel room.
Yes.
You know, it's bigger than a hotel room. It's a bit more expensive than a
Yes.
hotel room.
Yeah.
But long-term uplift in capital value could work well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, good first one. Excellent.
So it's onwards and upwards with our second property, situated in the more upmarket Seven Dials area. It's on a quiet road, only 15-minute walk to the city.
It may not be terribly exciting to look at, but Neil and Sue did ask for a purpose-built block, and that's exactly what this is. Right on the money at 200 grand, it's slightly more expensive than the first property, but you get a whole lot more for your money.
Now, this is a much, much bigger option. We've got 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
2 bedrooms there. I mean, look at that. That's huge.
Oh, yes, that is, isn't it? Wow. And quiet street out in the front.
Yeah. As you can see, it's just been developed.
It's got wooden floors, though, as opposed to concrete.
Second bedroom.
Second bedroom.
Electric night storage heaters.
Yeah.
Not good
Which I don't
ecologically.
like. Yeah.
And single glazing, yeah.
Wow, and they've redone it and they haven't put double glazing in.
No,
That's really
they haven't.
surprising.
They haven't spent a great deal of money doing it.
No, but you wouldn't, would you really, I suppose, not at this end of the market.
But even so, this place does have a lot going for it. As well as the 2 bedrooms, it's got a large sitting room, modern kitchen and separate bathroom.
And looking ahead, it is the perfect size if they ever wanted to rent it out.
The building's probably put up in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Architecturally, wasn't the finest period of the century, but it is practical, it's sensibly laid out, it's functional. I mean, if you wanted a sort of crash pad...
Compared to the previous flat, they may have lost out on style, but I'm interested to know if the extra space will make up for it.
I'd definitely consider it.
I certainly
It's not a no,
No,
by
it's not.
any means.
I think by the end of today, based on these 2, if the third one, you know, is of a similar ilk, we've been in a position to make a decision on one of them.
We only need one.
You do, yeah.
The next one's a bit smaller, but it's got other things going for it.
Very intriguing.
Temptress.
I don't know what's going on with Neil and Sue, but they seem to be a lot more easygoing about their Brighton pad.
Well, we found them a couple of really good flats, but I think it's also the excitement that they might finalise that Devon property today. So I'm striking while the iron's hot with the 3rd property. In my opinion, the best one they're going to see today, even if they'll have to use a bit of imagination.
This purpose-built apartment block due for completion this summer is a stone's throw away from the city centre, exactly what Neil and Sue wanted.
At 216 grand, it's 16 over budget, but I think there might be a deal to be done.
Now we better grab these.
OK, thank you very much.
Very stylish.
You'll look wonderful soon.
Oh, thank you. Colour coordinated as well.
It'll ruin my hair. Now, obviously, you're very familiar with where we are, because we're right in the centre of town.
Yeah, it's a bit of a giveaway.
We have passed it a few times.
Give you a bit of background on the development. There are 250 units here. Out of the 250, there were only 7 one-bedroom flats.
Ah.
There are 2 left.
Gee,
Wow.
One of them is on the 2nd floor up there.
OK.
These apartments are being built on the biggest brownfield site in Brighton, so Neil and Sue won't feel guilty about cutting into the countryside.
In fact, the whole development has been built with eco-issues in mind. They're well insulated and have energy-saving appliances installed. There's no parking. Instead, there are plans for a car share scheme to cut down on carbon emissions.
It is very convenient. I mean,
Yeah.
right in the city centre. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You could just walk down from the station, you're there. So it does have interest. I know you're getting less for your money.
What you've got to take on the chin buying something like this is you are paying the developer's margin.
Yeah.
They're making profit, you're paying it. But in return, you're getting a spick-span, well-designed, contemporary flat move straight into. Yeah, they've got a great model here of how the whole scheme will eventually look.
And it would be this one here.
That's
that
right.
sort of. That is a lovely
'cause that's about
walkway.
the same, isn't it? And by the look of things, you've got a roof terrace up here.
The show flat's up above us, so
Oh,
we can have a
okay.
look
So we
at
can
that.
go and have a look.
Now, this is a 2-bedroom show flat, but at
Right.
least gives us an idea of the type of finish, the style of the place. There are different packages of finish available, and obviously the benefit of getting in at this early stage is you could have influence over the kitchen, the bathroom, the flooring.
I know this is a show flat and we shouldn't get too distracted by the furnishings, but these are very elegant and stylish apartments.
When you set out looking for a pied-à-terre in Brighton, did you imagine it would be in this type of an environment?
I didn't, given our budget, but if I think about it now, I think this represents more about certainly what I had in mind. Probably not such a great investment as the second one,
It's funny, isn't it? Because
but we want to live here. That's what it's about.
it's smaller and it's more expensive. It's not as practical, but there is a lifestyle element to this.
I think it'll be built now to modern regs. It'll be built to a higher standard. I don't think we'll have the insulation or the potential noise issues. We're sacrificing considerably on space, but it does have, I think, a more us feel.
Yeah.
I think we can safely say this is the front runner, but only if we can get that price down.
We've been on a challenging journey, to say the least, with Neil Tappenden and Sue Harley.
Not in the least interested in her opinion.
They're after a self-sustaining eco-home in Devon and a crash pad in Brighton. Neil and Sue are anxiously waiting to hear back about their offer on this amazing property near Lupit.
As for the city property, they didn't have much difficulty agreeing on this one, a one-bedroom, off-plan flat right in the city centre.
The only problem is it's 16 grand over budget. So if we're going to balance the books, it's time for a bit of negotiating.
Well, asking price is 216 grand. There's probably a little bit of flexibility there. Why don't we see what we can get away with?
Yeah.
Great,
Let's go with
close
it.
the deal.
Yeah,
Hope your phone rings.
so do I.
I really hope they get that Devon property. It's such a fantastic house. But they have been waiting all day for the agent to get back to them. Come on, Phil, cheer us up with a good price on this flat.
Hello, Jan.
Hi there, Phil.
Well, Neil and Sue like it.
Good.
They think it would suit them very well. However, they want me to make you an offer, and the offer is at 200,000.
Right. 200,000 I can't do.
Sounds pretty definite, but I'm sure that won't put Phil off. And while he wrangles with the sales manager, the news is finally in on that Devon house.
Do you have good news for me? It is. That's excellent. We got it.
Fantastic news. Oh, God, that's scary.
Oh, God, let's see when this man comes back. Keep a straight face, keep a straight face.
Yes, there are different levels of finishing that we can look at for them.
OK. It's probably best if I get them to talk directly with you.
Absolutely.
But are we close on the money?
Yes, we are.
Fine.
If we could do, I should think, 204, we'd have a deal.
OK. Well, that was quick.
All right, quick decision.
Shall we leave now?
Bottom price is 204 grand.
And that's with a basic finish. But I'm itching to find out the verdict on that country house.
Our Devon property has been accepted.
Smiling.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic news. We're absolutely delighted.
They cut it fine. You know, look, within about 3 minutes at the end of the day.
Great, couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, so it's excellent. Phil, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
After a bit more haggling from Neil and Sue, they finally got the highest spec flat for a very respectable 204,000.
2 properties with their name on them. Not a bad day's work.
6 weeks on, and with Neil and Sue's Brighton home sold, things have gone into eco-overdrive.
Well, after such a long and tricky search, Neil and Sue have finally done it. They picked up the keys to their new place yesterday, and I've come straight down to Devon to take a look around and hear about their plans for their new eco-home. Apparently, there's loads to do.
Not least of all getting some furniture in there, unless this is Neil and Sue's idea of a minimalist look.
Anyone at home?
Hello.
Sue.
Come in.
How are you doing? Nice to see you.
And you welcome to our new home.
Well,
Congratulations.
I know. A whole few hours we've been in here.
We can't believe it. We're still sort of pinching ourselves.
Fantastic.
Come through. This is the lounge.
Huge.
It's certainly light, which is what we've had real trouble finding.
The views are awesome.
Well, the scary bit is there's 30 acres. And, you know, it's kind of moved a little bit from the 2 acres that we were looking for when we...
Neil, what have you done?
I don't know.
Big plans.
You have massive plans. But we've got this bit you're looking at out here is the woods, which we're hoping is going to keep us fully self-sufficient in logs so that we can run the entire place with a centralised log central heating system.
Just as I thought, this is the perfect property for them. But I do know that Sue had to twist Neil's arm just a little.
I can imagine that car journey as the 2 of you left. And Neil would be scratching his chin going, well, it doesn't do this, and it's a bit...
And we've still got some others to look at. And
Sue's going, Neil!
Do it! Do it now!
This place comes with a total of 5 outbuildings, giving Neil and Sue loads of scope to make their eco-renovations, using some of the ideas from my expert who visited the mill.
Well, this is our first project in terms of the annex that we want to have for friends and family to come and stay.
Okay.
And also as our eco project.
As a kind of example.
Well, when our family isn't staying there and everything, we'll rent it out to other people who want to come and experience. and see how you can live sustainably and stylishly.
So it's a real sort of showpiece to
absolutely.
demonstrate how it can be done.
Absolutely, use the right sort of paints and buy organic bedding, and everything will be done exactly to fit that sort of bill.
Sounds like a remarkable project. And at Neil and Sue's proposed school, guess who's going to be head of all things green?
I'll give you a clue. It's not me.
So with the springs, that gives you your water supply for the house.
Correct.
The trees
Yep.
gives heat for the house.
Correct.
And what direction are we facing? Is there a decent chance of a solar energy?
Well, this is south-southeast, so we're hoping that'll be fine for the solar hot water.
Okay.
And the top part of the property, there is quite a lot of wind up there, and we're hoping that we can get a wind turbine up there.
Fantastic. Well, they set out on this massive green dream. And although the search certainly had its moments, they were nothing compared with the work that Neil and Sue have got to do now.
As much as I admire them, I wouldn't like to be in their green wellies.
Didn't I say right from the start, Kirstie? Finding the house was the easy bit.